Welcome everyone to episode 2, Podcast It All.
What was that? Two? What do you? Is that a victory?
Number 2,
Okay.
second episode.
Okay.
Alright, how you've been?
I've been good. How about you?
We've been good, working on the podcast. So excited for the second episode.
Yeah, me too.
We hope you guys enjoyed the first one. If you didn't watch it, please go and do so. You're definitely going to watch it. Don't forget to comment, like it, share it with your friends, and give us your thoughts.
Yeah.
Right, let's jump into it.
Okay, so today, the topic of our discussion, our podcast is: are EVs really the only alternate that we can use to save the environment?
He has a very strong argument against electric vehicles.
Hey.
We'll say that in the beginning. So, why do you hate electric vehicles so much?
I don't hate electric vehicles. I just think that they're being pushed too much. The way they're being introduced to the market is like, especially the U.S. By 2030, 50% of the sales are gonna be EV. It's like they're pushing you. It's like they're taking a choice away from you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I mean, I'm just not a big fan of EV overall. But when it comes to the environment, I think we need to do something. But on the same topic, EVs are not really helping the environment as much
What
as
you
they
mean they're
claim
not really
to be.
helping the environment?
So take a look at it this way. You're just looking at, okay, you're driving an EV car. It doesn't have a combustion engine, so there's no gas, no carbon dioxide, whatever. But that's just not the case. The digging for lithium ions that are used in the battery, that's like screwing up the environment. It's hurting it a lot. And the other ions that might be used that are going to be dug up are also hurting it. So I mean, it's not just carbon dioxide emissions, and also like the part where they have to be, like, after some time the batteries are no longer in use or whatever, they have to be dealt with, and for now they're not being recycled. So in order for them to be dealt with, is also another thing that's going to harm the environment. And then also another is the production of those batteries. I mean, the factories are emitting way more carbon dioxide or monoxide or whatever that's harming the environment than the internal combustion engine vehicles.
That's a great point that you just brought up. Because I think a lot of consumers, when looking at electric vehicles, they only look at the final product. And that electric vehicles are not producing, there is no gas going on, it's just electric. So they think there is no pollution with electric vehicles. But there is a lot of pollution in the production of the batteries. So that's a great argument that you just made. But I think for now, electric vehicles, I think they're a little bit better than the older vehicles. Because it's less pollution, and there's not really an alternative on the market right now.
I mean, there's a lot of alternatives. What do you mean there's not alternatives?
But there's nothing available on the market right now.
I mean, there's nothing available, but for some reason is that everyone is pushing EV. And the other reason what I believe is why EV is being pushed so much is because people are mixing EV, electric vehicles, with AV, autonomous vehicles. They do not need to go hand in hand.
That's true.
A lot of the cars that are internal combustion engines or regular engines that you see, like the Cadillacs, the big Tahoes, the GMs, the Denali's, they have some level of autonomy. At least they're level 1 or level 1 at least, or level 2 to a certain extent. But I believe that one of the reasons EV is just being pushed more is because people are mixing them together, which is not the case. It shouldn't be the case.
I mean, I think the best AV I would say right now is Tesla, and it's an electric vehicle, so it's setting up the standards for that segment, really.
I mean, I don't know about it being the best, but it's
probably the top right now. Like, there is nothing compared to a Tesla when it comes to self-driving and everything else.
So
Tesla's
the thing, it's
really
not
smart.
self-driving. It's level 2 autonomous.
Yeah, it's not 100% self-driving, but
so
it's the best in the market right now. And
I mean,
it's a Tesla.
I wouldn't say it's the best because there's like, there might be. I mean, I have to test it yet for false positive or false negatives or whatever. But then that's another thing, AV. But right now we're focusing on EV, and I think the EV is not the only alternative saving the environment. we could probably focus more on solar cars. I mean, I get it. The photovoltaic cells of solar cars are not as powerful as as the EV batteries are, but if you put in some research and development into it, there might be more alternatives that people can pick and choose. Like, okay, let's say you go to a market, and the only option you're given to buy for a phone is an iPhone.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have any options? Like, I mean, but no, if you go, you get the option
So-
of iPhone, Samsung. There's OnePlus. There's the Pixel. I mean, there's just so much to choose from, you know.
But I think there has been so much research done into electric vehicles that it got to the point where it is right now, and a lot of people are transitioning to electric vehicles. When looking at solar, I think there's only one like solar vehicle available on the market right now, and it goes for 150,000. So it's not really an option for majority of the people who pay around 20 to 50K.
I mean,
on a car.
I mean, if you go 2-3 years back, electric vehicles are still the same. I mean, you think everyone can afford a Tesla? No, it's 40 grand. I mean,
Yeah, but there are like very
I mean, yeah, I'm just saying,
different
like,
electric
if
vehicles,
more-
not just a Tesla. A lot of affordable vehicles.
I mean, forget the point of EV right now. If research is done in developing hydrogen fueled vehicles, which is being done by Mazda and some other bigger companies.
I think Toyota, they have a hydrogen vehicle too.
Exactly, and Prometheus is a big company that I heard. Like, one of my college friends, they started a podcast, and I heard them talking about tech, and they said that Prometheus is promoting to use carbon dioxide from air to make it into a fuel, but they're focused on Concords. So something similar can be done. I think internal combustion engines can be saved, and they're can be saved and used, and without harming the environment, and at the same time giving options for people to buy or whatever they want. Because I am a person that I would like it. I mean, until it's like really like the last thing. Like, let's say, like, if me not buying an EV is gonna destroy the world tomorrow,
You're not buying an
until then
electric
I'm
vehicle.
not buying an electric car.
Christmas, one of my son got all A's. I was like, man, go pick what you want. So he come back with the Tesla. I said, you better take your ass across the street to the Chargers. You better get you a Charger. I ain't getting no fucking Tesla. Nah, dog. Better get you a Charger. The V6 at that. I get the Hellcat. You don't get the Hellcat.
I agree with you to some extent. I think there should be more money put into the research on how to make normal engines more environmentally friendly.
Yeah, I mean, there is, like, I mean,
I think with a lot of government regulations, they pushing companies to stop the research on the regular combustion engines and put all the research and development budgets they have into making electric vehicles. So the governments worldwide, they really have this big agenda to pushing all companies to making electric vehicles. I think right now every single car brand that you can think of either have an electric vehicle on the market or they're going to have one on the market soon.
I mean, look at it. It's like the government is just trying, especially here, the IIJA infrastructure that has been passed, $7.5 billion dollars that have been funded for the infrastructure of EV. Why is just EV being pushed? Why wasn't that money put for other research and development? Like, there's so much. I don't know. I mean, what's going on? Why are they pushing EV for? I mean, I get it. I'm biased against them because I'm a car guy. I'm a car enthusiast. You know, I like those naturally aspirated V8 to V10 engines. I mean, for me, a car is like you start it, and sorry to say it, but the neighbor next door wakes up from sleep, startled. Like, oh, what the hell happened? You know what I'm saying? But it's just the way I am, and I'm
I
definitely
mean,
biased.
they have speakers in Teslas, so you can hear the sounds that you want. It's an
Really?
option, yeah.
Are you really gonna give me that argument right now?
It is an option. It's an option that they
Wow.
give you.
So you're saying that you go into a store and you order a Coke and they're like, oh, we have Pepsi, if that's okay.
I mean,
It's not okay, but
it's an alternative.
I mean, come on, man.
It's an alternative.
That's just not how it goes. I mean, to me, at least to me, I mean, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with my perspective because I'm one of the few who's like the car enthusiasts, car lovers, fanatics for vehicles with those type of engines, muscles. Like, it's been a dream of mine to own many. I own one. I want to buy more. So I just think for people like them, because change it needs to be inclusive. You know, if
Yeah.
you want to save the environment, you have to include everybody. In order to target everybody, there must be things that can that everyone wants to buy, not because they're forced to buy, and then that can
But
save the environment.
you
at the same
can't
time.
change everything at once. It starts from a little bit and then it builds up. So maybe electric vehicles right now, they are not as environmentally friendly as they claim them to be because of the battery production and everything, but they might find new ways to recycle the batteries. Make
I mean,
them
that's gonna
last
take
longer.
a long time, but I'm saying like right now you have internal combustion engines, you have hydrogen powered engines, you have turbo engines which produce relatively lesser emissions.
Mhm.
You have hybrid engines. Maybe you can spend lesser money and find out a way to make them even more fuel efficient than just going and starting something from scratch that's going to take 15 to 20 years and still affect the environment.
That is true. And there's something else. I haven't seen any really car company working to, or any oil big companies working to produce more bio-friendly fuel. You can make biofuel. I saw a company doing it for airplanes. They're trying to make them more efficient, but I didn't see them really making biofuel for cars. Maybe that could be an option if they put more money into it. But I think right now the agenda is to get rid of all gas engines and make everything electric.
I just think biofuel is not exactly what they want to do right now because
Supply
still-
might be an issue.
I mean it still emits carbon dioxide, so there's
Yeah.
no point of using that all over
I
again.
mean, but they emit less.
Yeah, but it's not as powerful, you know, because
Yeah.
it's gonna emit carbon dioxide, but then it comes from plants. You're gonna be cutting more trees, so that's another situation over there.
I mean,
But-
that's exactly you have to risk something and
I mean,
to get more benefit out of it. If there is more benefit,
I mean,
into
I just
it, but
feel like-
just put like more research into it and not just put the
yeah,
whole
I guess
focus
you're
on
right.
making electric
Yeah,
vehicles.
that I agree with. You can put more research into solar power. You can put
Yeah.
more research into what Prometheus is doing. You could put more research into hybrid engines. You can put more research into hydrogen fuel engines, nitrogen fueled engines, or something. You know, like I mean, I just believe EV is not the only thing that's gonna save us.
All right, that was a very good argument that you just made. You think they're putting a lot of agendas on EVs and they're trying to push it and force it on people, basically. That's the claim that you're trying to make right now.
That's what I feel. Yeah, that's what I feel is going on in the industry right now. I just think that the people who have a hold of it, there's something going on that I can't prove or tell
Hmm.
or whatever. But EV is just being pushed far too more than it should be.
That's a fair argument. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts.
What do you
Thank you,
mean?
guys.
Thank you so much. We're both the hosts. I'm not the guest, yo. We're having a debate.
No,
here.
yeah, we're having a debate, but you have a strong argument against electric vehicles.
Oh,
I don't have that strong argument. I'm not their biggest fan, but I'm not against them. You're against them.
I'm not against them, but like I said, unless I'm the only person that's standing between saving the world and saving the world by buying
An
EV
electric-
by tomorrow, I don't think I'm buying one.
All
So-
right.
Let us know, what do you think? Is EV the only alternative to saving the environment? Pitch in your voices in the comment section. Give us a
Give us
thumbs
your-
up. Press the bell icon. Subscribe. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you so much.